Imagine you have a question right now, any question. You don't know the answer, and either does anyone around you. What do you do? If you are like most people, your hand is already moving toward your phone. You type a few words, 2 seconds later, you have an answer. You don't even remember deciding to do it, it's automatic. Now imagine that option is gone. Not slow, not glitchy, gone. No search bar, no instant answers, no way to check if you're right. That question just became a dead one. For almost all of human history, that dead end was normal. Not an inconvenience, not a bad day, just life. And when you actually sit with that, it starts to feel strange. Because we assume curiosity always get rewarded. Ask a question, get an answer. But for most of the people who ever lived, curiosity often led nowhere at all. So how did anyone learn anything? Here's the first problem. Without the internet, knowledge doesn't spread. It has to travel physically on a person in their memory or on a page, carried from one place to another, slower than you ever guess. A discovery made in one village might take years to reach the next one. Sometimes it never did. Entire town could go their old existence without knowing difference, something that was already common knowledge 200 miles away. Think about that. Right now, an idea can circle the entire planet in under a minute. For most of history, an idea could die in the same room it was born in, and it gets worse. Without a way to check facts instantly, wrong information didn't get corrected. It got repeated, passed from person to person, growing a little stranger each time, until nobody remembered where it started or whether it was ever true. Rumors become beliefs. Beliefs become laws. Mistakes could last for generations simply because there was no way to catch them. So people needed another system, and the one they built might surprise you. Memory, not casual memory, trained memory. In cultures without writing, certain people were chosen and shaped from childhood to become living archives. They memorized analogies stretching back hundreds of years. They memorized laws, medicines, entire epic poems thousands of lines long, word for word, and passed them on by voice alone. One mistake, one drop detail, and the piece of history could vanish forever. There was no backup, no cloud storage, no second copy sitting somewhere safe. The only one copy was a human brain, and when that person died without teaching someone else, that knowledge died with them. Now here's something that could really sit uncomfortably. Under that kind of pressure, memory sharpens. Studies on oral tradition keepers have found people capable of reciting hours of material with almost no error. Not because their brains were built differently, because they had to do it. When there is no other option, the mind adapts. We have traded that ability away, not because we got weaker, because we didn't need it anymore. And that trend is worth noticing. But memory alone couldn't solve everything. Some knowledge need to be reached people who live far away and people who hadn't even been born yet. For that, humans needed something that could survive without a person attached to it. So they built physical networks instead of digital ones. Messengers run or rode between cities, carrying information as their entire job. Some of these relay systems could move a message hundreds of miles in a matter of days, an almost unbelievable speed for the time. Marketplaces become information hubs, not just trading. goods but trading news, gossips, warnings, and ideas. Libraries were built specially to gather scattered knowledge in one place, because if it wasn't gathered, it would drift apart and disappear. Every single one of these was an attempt to solve the same problem we solve without thinking. How do you move an idea from one mind to another, across distance without losing it? And once you see that, something clicks. The internet didn't invent the desire to know things instantly. That desire is ancient. What the internet did was finally answer a want that humans have been chasing for thousands of years. Which raises the biggest question. What did the world without instant answers actually do to people? It made patience necessary. If you want to learn a skill, there was no tutorial waiting on demand. You served an apprenticeship for years, learning slowly by watching, failing, and being corrected in person. If you wanted to know about the different distant place, you might wait months for the later or never know at all. That patience shaped how people saw time itself. Waiting wasn't a glitch to be fixed. It was just what learning felt like. And this something else, something almost uncomfortable to admit. Without instant fact checking, communities relied heavily on trust. You trusted the elder who taught you. You trusted the traveler bringing news. You trusted the written word because there was no easy way to challenge it. The trust held entire societies together, but it also made them vulnerable. A convincing liar could do enormous damage because there was no quick way to disprove them. Sound familiar? We like to think the problem of misinformation is new. It isn't. It's ancient. The internet didn't catch the problem. It just changed its speed and its scale. So when you go back to that first moment, you with the question and no way to answer it. That wasn't a small inconvenience for most of human history. It was the constant condition of being alone, alive. People built memory systems, messenger networks, libraries, and entire professionals just to chip away at the darkness, one answer at a time. We solved it faster than any generation before us, so fast that we forget it was ever a problem worth solving. But the want underneath it, the itch to know, the refusal to accept I don't know as a final answer, that's not new at all. That's been sitting in every human mind since the very first question anyone ever asks out loud, with no one around who knew the answer.